Got our own Brendan Mortensen here with us to go a little further into the Orioles. But first of all, they made another roster move earlier today. Now, this is one that Orioles fans could ultimately start to expect as the discussion of Zach Eflin and some shoulder issues popped up. And in fact, he will go to the 15-day IL. It's 15 days for pitchers. A right lat strain is what it came into. So the shoulder inflammation is kind of set to the side. Colin Selby, the righty from Norfolk, recalled. He got to join the Orioles down the stretch. And as we bring Brendan back in again, just we have to take a look at Eflin because everybody's talked about the depth. Eflin was supposed to be maybe that 3 guy last year if the rotation was fully healthy. Then he became the #1 this year, and then once again you're dealt this card.
Yeah, at the top of the rotation this year, you had Zach Eflin and Grayson Rodriguez, and now the Orioles have neither of those guys. And I mean, Eflin on Monday was outstanding. He gets through 6 innings, just 73 pitches, 1 earned run. He has really been an ace for Baltimore this year. And now, like I said, you don't have Eflin and Rodriguez, but you also don't really have the depth to replace those guys either because Albert Suarez, Chase McDermott, Trevor Rogers are all injured as well. So the hits just keep on coming for the Orioles in this starting rotation, unfortunately.
It's been a tough 2 years, especially for starting pitchers. Now, we do have to take a look at Charlie Morton. I mean, this is somebody with 18 years of experience. So he's been very vocal with us about what he is identifying that he likes, what he doesn't like. At what point, though, do you expect the ups and downs to just kind of straighten out a little bit?
Yeah, you have to hope that it happens soon, right? Because the Orioles signed Charlie Morton because he is reliable, he's consistent, he's going to post every 5th day. He's still starting every 5th day. It's just not the consistency that we're used to seeing from him. And it's been a weird 3 starts for Morton because when you look at the physical characteristics of his pitches, they're all pretty consistent with what we've seen from him in the past when he's found success, meaning the spin rate, the velocity, the movement. It's all there. But there are just 2 key factors for Morton that he's pointed to that isn't really working. The first one being the fastball command. He's just not able to locate the 4-seamer where he wants it to. And the curveball is the big one for him. That has been his bread and butter. It's one of the best curveballs in the game at its best, and it just hasn't been very good this year. So as soon as he gets those 2 things under control, I think we'll start to see the same Charlie Morton.
On that same token here, you talk about guys like this, but Kyle Gibson coming back up as well. Where do you put the ceiling of what they currently are going to be able to have once presumably Gibson joins in on this? You also had a couple guys that you were eyeing who could come up and make an impact as well.
Yeah, I think somebody like Gibson really raises the floor of what this rotation is. Kyle Gibson, I think we know what he is, right? He is not going to be the ace of this rotation. That's not why the Orioles brought him in. But you need guys that are going to post every 5th day. You need some reliability. So while Gibson may not be the star of this rotation, it just makes them better, right? And if Morton is pitching the way that he can, and Kyle Gibson is giving you just solid outings, whether it's 5, 6 innings, 3, 4 runs. Doesn't need to be outstanding stuff, but that raises the floor of this team. The bullpen is pitching so well that that'll keep you in a lot of ball games.
Now, what also keeps you in a lot of ball games is good offense. We've talked about this too. They've been up and down, but you and I really got a chance to kind of dig in. It's a different roster, maybe more so than what we've seen in years past. There were some big departures, and so you can get a bunch of good guys from a bunch of different places, but they haven't been together yet.
Yeah, you've had injuries here too, right? Colton Cowser and Gunnar Henderson didn't even get the chance to overlap. And then as you mentioned, Melanie, there's new guys here too. Tyler O'Neill, Gary Sanchez. Heston Kjerstad isn't a new guy, but his playing time is relatively new. And so there's been so many different lineup constructions here because you're trying to find platoon matchups. You're trying to mix and match this lineup to find what works best. And they just haven't really found the one set lineup that works thus far. And it feels like so far to start the year, it's a snowball effect one way or another. The Orioles either have a really, really good night and they score 8 runs where the top of the lineup is producing, the bottom of the lineup gets into it, or they have a not so good night where it's 2 or 3 runs and there's just not really a happy medium. We saw it on Monday with 5 runs against Zach Eflin. That's the kind of offense that the Orioles need to play, where they're not super home run dependent, but they come up with big at-bats when they need to. They can find the runs when they need to produce them. So that's the kind of offense they need to play, what we saw on Monday.
Okay, I want one more from you here. Who's the click this afternoon in the lineup?
I mean, it's got to be Gunnar Henderson, right? He's the catalyst at the top. I know it's an easy answer, but yeah, if the best player in the lineup is playing well, the rest of the lineup is going to be able to get things going. He is the table setter. He is the energy guy. The Orioles clubhouse loves the way he plays. He brings so much heart, so much hustle. If he can get on base, if he can continue to hit the ball hard, he's the guy that can really get this lineup going.
All right, well, we will see if that's where you get to write the top of the story today.